Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Furious here. Today I'm going to bring you a nice easy transition effect to add to your Valorant montages. It's basically a nice scoping effect. It really adds a nice layer of smoothness and professionalism to your Valorant montage. So let's get right into it. So this is the preview of the scope in transition we'll be making today. Alright, so you launch Premiere Pro, you set up your sequence settings, and throw in those two clips next to each other. It should be like this, the transition. Alright, so it directly goes from one clip to another, but you want to have that scope in effect. Basically, it can be used in any type of clip where you have your first Valorant clip going into like an op or a martial clip. You can also apply it to other FPSs as well, so any other sniper where you're scoped in right away. It's basically the idea we're going to do is we're going to add a mask. It'll add like a vignette. It'll come from the corners and it'll just go to the radius of the scope of the op. So right here we're going to add a vignette and it'll cut off the edges, but it'll overall look pretty clean. And then once I hit the shot, or you hit the shot, I just get rid of it altogether the next frame. By the way, if you're wondering where these clips came from, I'm over at Twitch. Make sure to check me out here or down in the description. There will be a link. If you have any other questions like about any of these clips that I'm about to discuss, or editing in general, Premiere Pro, Sony Vegas, After Effects, I have experience in all three of those, Photoshop as well. Just make sure to pop by, let me know of any suggestions as well, leave a comment down below, and make sure to like this video if you enjoyed. Alright, let's go. So let's create that mask. So first things first, you want to go down to your effect controls of the clip that has the op scope, and you want to go to create ellipse mask. Click on it once, and then the rest of the video around it should get masked out with only the video remaining in the center. You just basically want to now readjust these 4 points to the edges of the scope. So I'm going to just drag this over to the right, and it's good to stay on one axis because you notice now the center is off the center of the scope. So I want to drag the left, then the right, just to the edge there, and then up and down. It's funny with Valorant though, because the scope actually goes off your screen. You just want to make the most consistent circle as possible. So I'm going to drag that down, I'm going to drag that down. Again, I wanted to make this mask in this clip because it allows me to, it gives me that reference point. So in the other clip, I would know how big my scope is. Now I'm just going to readjust this a little bit. Perfect. Alright, and I go back to the fit. So now I have my mask. What I can do now is I can copy the mask properties. Copy. And I can go over to the second clip. Click on it under Effect Controls. Click on Opacity, right click, and paste. Copies that exact same mask over to the first clip. So right now we have this mask, but it's playing out through the entire clip. So what do we need to do? We need to animate it. We need to make it scope in from the first clip straight into this scope. And once you hit this shot, or you hit your shot of course, then you're going to make the mask expand. And then it'll be normal. Just right into the next clip. It'll be very smooth, very professional transition for your montage. So let's head to the first clip. You're going to head to the last frame. You can zoom in using the plus button on your keyboard. Right here's the last frame. And under your mask expansion, you're going to toggle this little alarm clock. You're going to click it, and that's it. You just created a keyframe. So basically at this point in time, the mask will be this big. And now we're going to go back a few frames, and we're going to expand the mask. So there's two ways of doing this. You can type in a number like 100. That 100 is not big enough, so you can also click it and just drag to the right until it reaches the maximum part of the screen. So 488 is good enough for me. Now let's play it out and see what it looks like. So you have that. Perfect scope in effect. If you feel like your scope in effect is too short or too long, you want to take your first keyframe and you just want to move it around. So if it's too short, you want to move it to the left, further away from the last frame of the clip. So it'll look something more like this. Or if you think it's too long, which in that case I thought it was way too long, I move it to the right. And that way I have a nice quick scope and effect. And it smoothly transitions to the second clip. Now for the second clip, you'll notice after we make that shot, we want to make sure it expands right here. We don't want it to be still scoped in after that shot. So we're going to just make sure we select this clip, and we're going to do the same thing, but we want to create them. We're only going to clip the alarm clock once I make the shot. So using my arrow keys, I just kind of scrub through the footage left and right. And right here is the last frame I'm scoped in. I'm going to hit mask expansion, the alarm clock. And then the next frame, I'm going to go hit my arrow key right once. I'm going to expand the mask all the way. And it'll reach all the way to the edges of the screen. And you'll notice I'm scoped in right here. But here, it's full screen. So now if you play the clip or transition in full, we have that scope in effect. And there you have it, the best way to create a scope in transition effect for your Valorant montage. If you enjoyed this video, again, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Leave comments below for what suggestions you have next. I'm going to upload a couple more transitions I have in mind that I used in my past CSGO montages. And again, if you enjoyed this flare effect, I can create a download link for that if this video has 10 likes, and then I'll create a video on how to set it up and everything like that. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.